What's up, every? Yeah. What's up? All right, was. Oh. Yeah, I like talking to the camera. It's cool. Why not? You could do it. Just keep going. Your hobby can be filming you driving your bike. Oh shit. That was so funny. Oh my gosh, it's still rolling. I guess we'll keep it. Anyways, I might keep it, I might not. I don't even know where I was going with this. Let's see, let's talk. Oh yeah, that. You don't want anything when God fulfills you, okay? For the religious boys, you don't even need to be super religious, but I've been able to break through this the rat race, I've been able to break through. And at 21, super young, I don't do no vices. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't party too much, I don't go out too much. Yeah, I might seem lame or boring, but I'm probably more relatable to a lot of people more than anything. And then just that type of stuff really just isn't that fun. I'd rather make money. I'd rather be very productive. I'd rather read. Is that wrong? I don't know. That's just me. And just when you figure this out, when you realize nothing fulfills you, no amount of money, no amount of food, no amount of anything, of too much, okay? Too much of anything, you know? Nice sports car, that won't fulfill me. Nice, beautiful women, probably won't fulfill me. I need purpose, I need love. I don't need love. Sometimes. I'm lonely on Saturday. Okay, but when you realize this and you break through, you know, you only get through this point when you've gone through a lot of suffering, when you've gone through pain, when you've just, or you just have a midlife freaking crisis, okay? That probably is when a lot of things happen too, when you're 45, 55, and you're like, what did I just do with my life? You know, I'm already realizing that at 21, it's probably a bad thing too, because I can't really enjoy things like everyone else. But I know there's people out there, people like me, people interested in the type of things I want to do, people motivated, people self-determined, and whatever they want to do. I know there's people like that. And if they're not on YouTube, who knows? If I'm alone forever, who knows? It is what it is. This is just what happens when you're in solitude. When you really get to know yourself, when you really get to, like, just love everything about yourself. I wasn't doing that for myself, you know what I mean? And God has allowed me to, he has allowed me. I could have went in one direction, I could have went in another direction, I could have went down the road everyone goes through, okay? After a heartbreak, a lot of people, you know, they let it destroy them, they let it eat them alive, you know. They just don't do anything with that energy, with that built up resentment, anger, fire, whatever it may be. There's a lot of reasons why that relationship didn't work out. And I'm very, very self-reflective, and I'm just like, this ain't right. You know, I tried everything. I'm telling you, I tried everything. I tried to spend money. I tried to find new hobbies. I tried to go meet new people. I tried, just was nope. Fell attempt. School life is still happening, and it's just like, okay, what's really going on? I really need to look at the deep core of this and really try to see this issue, because this hurt is hurting too much, more than it really should be. And it's just annoying. And it's just get out of my system, because why? You know what I mean? I question a lot. I ask a lot of questions, and you know, the only person I really found that through was God in my personal relationship, you know? And it's just like, when you actually build a real relationship, build a personal relationship, because he sees your pain, and he sees, and he's not letting it go to waste, he's gonna give you everything you want. And I say this because whatever you want, it just doesn't matter, you know? I think it's Mount Vernon or something like that. It has something to do with that, but it's a verse, and it's just like, for what is your body like? without clothes or food or something like that. I'm telling you, I'm not that religious, but I've built that personal relationship that I think and has allowed me, you know what I mean? I stepped away, I walked away from the relationship. Like a month later, that car came. That was all I was wanting for 2.5 years. Realized, yeah, he allowed me to see it because I was stepping towards him, right? So then he allowed me the opportunity to, chance of a lifetime, to get it and then learn a huge lesson in my life that really allowed me to be real reflective and redirect everything, redirect my energy. So now I can't change anyone's mindset. People are in the rat race for a reason because they get stuck in this loop, you know? And I would like to change people and how they think about things because it's just like you can't do anything because you're trapped under these things. You're trapped with a lot of stuff, kids, work, school, social life, you know what I mean? And a lot of our energy and time gets used by other people. You only really get to this point in solitude. Unless you're in a relationship that allows you to have a lot of your own space, which it's very hard to do, you know. I have respect for a lot of those people in those relationships because maybe they are healthy, or most of the time they should be healthy, you know what I mean? They should be healthy, they should be good. It's not always gonna be bubbles and kisses and everything. You're eventually gonna start hating the other person over time just because you're with them all the time. And even if you're not with them over time, you just build a routine, you build a habit, you know what I mean? And that's just what kills a lot of relationships. And that's my aspect on that. And I found that nothing will really fulfill me like small things, because I went for the big things. I'm a big time thinker. I'm a big, long thinker. I think big, I dream big, I want big, you know, and it's just nothing is bigger than what I just tried to get. So no amount of money will bring me anything. It's just gonna be a number that just keeps going up. And so once I found that out, I was just like, wow, you know, I might be like God. You could have everything if you just wanted it, you know. I'll tell you, that car, the engine blew up in January, and that showed me the power of God's will. That showed me, that put some fear in me. Oh my gosh, bro. That put some fear in me. That put some fear in me because I was like, what am I gonna do? I was literally not terrified, but I was like, bro, there's no way. If I'm trapped under this, my entire life is ruined. You know what I mean? One little thing like that can truly mess you up. So, and I found that out. And I was like, yeah, I need to get rid of this because, man, any other thing is possible. One little thing. And we long-term think, and you might be thinking, what's the point of all this information you're telling us about long-term thinking if one day we could just be gone like that? One little thing can just happen like that, you know? But that's not all the time, you know. There's like a $10,000, up to a $10,000 incident that might happen like once a decade. You know, this is literally a stat line that we all face, like an up to a $10,000 emergency limit in a decade, like once a decade or something like that. I think that one was this year. There's been other incidents of other things. That's just life. It's unpredictable. We don't know the future. The future looks strange to us because for biology, for survival reasons, we're meant to think short term. We're meant to think, where's our food come from? We're meant to think, what are we eating tomorrow? But now, as we evolved, we don't really got to do that. We live to around 79, 76, 80, pushing 90 years old, right? And it's just like, if we got that time, if we got decades, we really got to, you know, think about that. This is about turning into the other video. But now that I'm thinking that way, I truly have a different lifestyle, a different approach to how I'm doing this life, especially if it's the only one I got, you know. And I can either do good things through him and do my best, or just like waste it away, you know. And it's just like, man, I don't strive to be like people who just want to party or just do those things, you know. I'm kind of jealous of them. I'm kind of jealous that they can live in the moment. They can just be happy in the moment, and they can just forget about everything else whenever my mind is about the future. And that's something I truly got to work on and just really thrive on, you know what I mean? And that's why I kind of like want to document, you know, and that's what's kind of like truly helped me for real, you know. And God has allowed me to approach my life with this way, and I think it's really great, you know. And once I found that out, I found a relationship with him that was like much better than the relationship with myself. Then my whole life just kind of started to change. I'm like for real. And you're like, but when you build this relationship, you got to be serious. Like, you genuinely got to like submit, like fear, like, and like, I was never like that. I didn't go to church like that on like Saturdays or consistency for the past 2.5 years. I didn't do that. And I bring this up too because my grandpa, man, I didn't know this. Like, he wasn't into the church or anything or whatever for like, I don't know how long, 40 years, 30 years. And then after, I think like he went through some stuff. It changed his mind. And I think ever since what he's been through from very beginning, he's been very religious ever since. You know what I mean? And this guy, I think I like have so much respect because I can look at him, but I never seen how he was back then when he was a lot younger. He made a lot of mistakes and stuff, but only until he realized and he got to a certain point where it was for his family, then he started to change for real. And what did that come from? Like probably pain, probably trauma, probably grief, probably a lot of mistakes, and probably solitude, you know, as well. And so I'm facing that too. Like, he's giving him that opportunity. And honestly, I don't think a lot of people get this opportunity. I'm not saying I'm chosen, but I think God allows each and one of us to get that opportunity to direct where we want our attention to be, you know? A lot of people don't take that because we all have free will. We all can do whatever we want. And so that's how I think. We all get that opportunity, but some people's mindsets are just still distracted, still not on the path, you know what I mean? So, or you don't, maybe you do. And that's how I'm just coming at it, you know? I'm not telling you to just choose a religion, do it, you know? You actually gotta be for real with yourself as well. You know, whatever it is, I really believe in like a lot of like self-awareness, self-reflection, because man, we humans are capable of terrible, terrible things. You see it. You see the news, you see things every day, you see like a lot of bad stuff. And this just kind of keeps us like that humility in us, so we don't go out and do them, you know? And so that's just like how I've changed and like what I think. And if I do continue to get what I want, like, even though I don't really want those things because it doesn't like really fulfill me, it's a double-edged sword. It's bittersweet. And I feel like he knows this. I feel like God knows this. And whenever he does allow you to have those opportunities, he gives you what you want. It's just like, man, like, I don't know what to tell you. And I think that's just how I believe. And I think he just wants us to see that way, and that life is more than just all this materialistic things and all just these things that look cool on the outside for other people. And that's just what he gives us, and it's just what you take from it. What are you gonna take from that opportunity that he's gonna give you? You know, maybe he only gives us one chance in our lifetime to really reflect and see, and then he's like, okay, he didn't take the opportunity, she didn't take that pain or put it into something else, then he's just not long gone. He's never too far from us. He's never too far from us. He's never too away from us. He always allows us the opportunity to get back into his world. And I think that's just the cool thing, you know? Especially if it's just, because we don't even know. We really don't even, it's all unknown. Our mind can't comprehend the unknown. It terrifies us, you know what I mean? But it's just like when you have that faith of something else, it just allows you to be much more happier. And I stressed about this for a long time, for a little bit, especially with the grief symptoms. You know, when you go through grief, it feels like death. It feels like you're dying. And I think that's what makes a lot of people like resent, because they go through their pain, they go through that trauma, and they go through that, and that's why they hate their ex, and that's why they hate them, or they don't have good feelings towards them. They get done wrong, and it's just like, don't feel that way. Oh, I can't tell you to feel that way, but it's just, you let it go. It'll take a long time to let it go, but it's just like, you got to, or else you're never gonna move on with your own life. You're never gonna find your own thing. And I would just say that you see it all the time with judges and stuff. They like parents, they forgive the murderers of their children. People who've done horrendous things to them, they forgive them. And you're just like, how can you do that? Put them, no, it's because they understand. They know there's a place for them somewhere else. They know they're gonna get what they deserve, you know. They don't hold anything against them. They allow the actions to speak for themselves. They allow time, they allow other things to happen. They understand that because they got that personal connection with the Lord. They got that. They understand that. They've already been given probably a lot of things they've got. And it just happened to be the bearer of bad news, which just happened to them. And so they've learned the power of just letting it go, the power of just being free, the power of just, you know, just, there's nothing you can do. It's the past now. It's gonna hurt like hell, but you gotta go forward. And the only thing to go forward is just forgive, forget, move on. And just because your life means more than just holding it in. Things always rise to the surface. And if you never don't do anything with that type of energy, it's always gonna go somewhere. That energy is never destroyed. It's not created from thin air. So you just gotta redirect that towards something else. And yeah, that's what it is. That's what I think. That was just what I think. Hopefully got some impact.